At 71, Jerry Pate has finally confirmed what fans have feared for years, and he did it from a wheelchair. The golf legend who once threw commissioners into water hazards now faces a different kind of challenge. But before we talk about what he said, let's remember what made Jerry Pate a legend in the first place. Jerry Pate wasn't just another golfer. Born in Macon, Georgia in 1953, he was a force of nature from the very beginning. At the University of Alabama, he dominated college golf like few others. In 1974, he won the prestigious U.S. Amateur Championship. That same year, he led the United States to victory in the Eisenhower Cup, claiming individual honors too. The following year, he helped the U.S. win the Walker Cup. But nothing prepared the golf world for what happened next. In 1976, at just 22 years old, Jerry Pate turned professional. Most rookies hope to make a few cuts and learn the ropes. Pate had different plans. He went straight to the U.S. Open at Atlanta Athletic Club, trailing by 2 shots going into the final round. What happened next became golf folklore. Pate fired a 68 in that final round. On the 72nd hole, facing pressure that would crush most players, he pulled a 5-iron from the rough. The ball soared through the air and landed just 2 feet from the cup. The crowd erupted. Jerry Pate was the U.S. Open champion in his very first year as a professional. But wait, there's more. That same year, he won the Canadian Open. The PGA Tour had no choice but to award him both Rookie of the Year and Co-Player of the Year honors. It was almost unheard of. The 22-year-old kid had just announced himself as golf's newest superstar. The wins kept coming. Between 1976 and 1982, Pate racked up 8 PGA Tour victories and 7 international titles. He won the Phoenix Open in 1977. He took back-to-back Southern Opens in 1977 and 1978. In 1981, he captured both the Memphis Open and Pensacola Open, while also helping the U.S. win the Ryder Cup. Pate wasn't just winning, he was entertaining. Starting in 1980, he played with an orange golf ball. Fans loved it. Television producers? Not so much. The orange ball was hard to track on camera, causing headaches for broadcasters. But Pate didn't care. He was building his brand, one colorful shot at a time. His most iconic moment came in 1982 at the inaugural Tournament Players Championship. The new stadium course at TPC Sawgrass was brutal. Players called it too hard and diabolical. While others complained, Pate embraced the challenge. He won the tournament, becoming the first champion of what would become one of golf's most prestigious events. What happened next became legend. After sinking the winning putt, Pate grabbed course designer Pete Dye and PGA Tour Commissioner Dean Beeman. One by one, he threw them into the water hazard on the 18th hole. Then in a moment of pure joy, he jumped in himself. The crowd went wild. Jerry Pate had just created one of golf's most memorable celebrations. But life has a cruel sense of timing. Just 2 months after that magical victory at Sawgrass, everything changed. Pate was practicing at Perdido Bay Country Club near his Pensacola home, preparing for the British Open. He was working on low 1-iron shots when disaster struck. In one practice swing, he tore cartilage in his left shoulder. "It was basically the end of my golfing career in one swing," Pate would later say. The decline was swift and painful. Jerry Pate never won another PGA Tour event. His world ranking, once in the top tier, plummeted. By 1983, he had fallen out of the top 100. By 1987, he wasn't even in the top 200. He managed just 2 more top 10 finishes in 1983 and 1984, then never reached those heights again. The physical toll was devastating. What started as torn cartilage became a nightmare of surgeries and setbacks. His labrum was torn in 1982, but it wasn't properly diagnosed until 1985. Surgery followed. Then came a rotator cuff tear in 1986, requiring another operation. A third surgery in 1987 seemed to seal his fate on the PGA Tour. But the surgeries didn't stop. When he qualified for the Champions Tour in 2003, he needed 3 more operations. The most recent came in 2008. Each recovery was described as murder, painful, slow, and taking up to 6 months to feel normal again. During one rehabilitation, Pate went 62 days without touching a golf club. The emotional cost was just as brutal. "I don't like to cry about injuries, but it's hurting like hell," Pate admitted. The regret ate at him. He knew that playing through the pain probably cost me $300,000 in possible tour earnings. He even resorted to unapproved painkillers just to compete. For most athletes, this would be the end of the story. Career over, fade into memory. But Jerry Pate refused to disappear. Unable to compete at the highest level, he channeled his golf knowledge into course design. Starting in the mid-1970s, he had worked with legends like Tom Fazio, Pete Dye, Bob Cupp, and Ron Garl. In 1989, he founded Jerry Pate Design, creating a philosophy centered on sustainability and environmental harmony. His design portfolio became impressive. Kiva Dunes along the coast, Old Waverly Golf Club inland, the preserve in challenging terrain, Trump National Colts Neck in New Jersey, Dancing Rabbits Azaleas and Oaks courses in Mississippi. He even designed Old Colony Golf Complex, the home course for his beloved Alabama Crimson Tide. Pate's design stood out because he understood golf from a player's perspective. He knew what made holes challenging but fair, strategic but playable. His courses transformed everything from coastal wetlands to abandoned phosphate mines into tournament-quality layouts. Players praised his routing and green complexes, noting how his courses rewarded good shots while punishing poor ones. Meanwhile, his broadcasting career took off. Starting with ABC Sports in 1988, Pate brought a unique perspective to golf commentary. Unlike other analysts, he could explain both the player's mindset and the architect's intent. When he joined CBS full-time in 1996, viewers got insights that went far beyond basic shot analysis. His playing experience at the highest level, combined with his design knowledge, made him invaluable in the broadcast booth. He could break down why a hole played a certain way, what the designer intended, and how players should approach each shot. For nearly a decade, he enriched the viewing experience for millions of golf fans. But Pate's competitive fire never died. After successful shoulder surgery in 2002, he made his Champions Tour debut. His body was battered, his swing compromised, but his knowledge and determination remained intact. In 2006, he captured the Outback Steakhouse Pro-Am. 2 years later, he won the Turtle Bay Championship. These weren't charity victories. The Champions Tour featured the most knowledgeable competitors in professional sports, as Pate noted. "You have to play extremely well to win out here," he said. Even with limited mobility, he found a way to compete and win. However, time and injuries eventually caught up. Arthroscopic knee surgery in 2010 further limited his playing opportunities. More shoulder issues followed. The man who once threw commissioners into water hazards was struggling just to swing a golf club. Which brings us to today. At 71, Jerry Pate has been seen in a wheelchair, finally acknowledging publicly what those close to him have known for years. The cumulative effect of decades of surgeries, recoveries, and physical challenges has taken its toll. The vibrant athlete who once dominated golf courses now faces mobility challenges that would discourage most people. But here's what makes Jerry Pate's story remarkable. He's not bitter. He's not hiding. He's proud of his journey. From U.S. Open champion to course designer to broadcaster to Champions Tour winner, he squeezed every drop of possibility from his golf career. Today, his courses host thousands of golfers worldwide. His design philosophy continues to influence new projects. His broadcasts are remembered by fans who learned to see golf through his eyes. Young players still study his 1976 U.S. Open victory and his celebration at Sawgrass. Jerry Pate may no longer swing a golf club, but his impact on the sport remains everywhere. He proved that a career doesn't end when the winning stops. It just transforms into something different but equally meaningful. Jerry Pate's story proves one thing. You don't stop being a champion just because you stop winning. If you were moved by this story, hit that like button and tell us in the comments, what's your favorite Jerry Pate moment?